Listen. You hear that? The brushing of wind and small fibers against you? Let those sounds take you to a jungle. The locals have created a swaying bridge between towering trees to allow people and goods to move across great distances. The bridge creaks, and you grab on to keep your balance, but are scratched by the material you grasp. Taking a closer look at the bridge, you see it is made of steel wool, not vines. It's rough, dark, and shiny. You look around to see how such a material found its home in the depths of nature. This contrast in material versus theme is exactly what Italian artist Pino Pascali had in mind when creating his work Bridge in 1968. Using modern steel wool, he twisted his sculpture to resemble nature, inspired by American Hollywood and old Tarzan films. The sculpture, which resembles modern-day suspension bridges, first stretched between two walls of Rome's Gallery All'Attico, where it is attached with eye screws. It hangs almost 30 feet in length, 40 inches wide and 35 inches tall. This bridge is dark, almost black in color, and has the appearance of vines weaved together by jungle natives. It looks fluffy, almost soft, if you didn't know what the material was. But with the material in mind, I'm sure one could easily get scratched or cut if not careful. In one of Pino's first exhibitions at El Attico, he included images of a pet chimpanzee he had named Sita, further enforcing his influences in his everyday life from movies set in the jungle. El Attico is an interesting concept. It let Pino explore art in a space one of his friends bought from their father, who had previously been living there, just to create a space where these surrealist artworks could come to life. These incredibly young and creative artists showed their exhibitions in this small attic, using the entire space to convey their messages. Pino's work is considered by others as art povera, or poor art, because of the cheap, hardware store-type materials he and others used. He resented artists who didn't explore different styles, and so he worked to create art in sets of varying themes, with individuality, so that they were each made of different materials and themes. So, when creating Bridge and another work, Trap, he imagined both the objects he was creating as they would be in nature, soft and handmade from plant material, and he chose to create them in contrast, using household work materials and industrial material. At an exhibition, the 1968 Venice Biennale, he had other works that similarly filled the space with drawbridges and natural plant material such as vines and mushrooms, but were covered with more steel wool and fake animal fur. Unfortunately, Pino only produced art for 4 years, starting in 1964, so Bridge would be one of the last things he made, as he died in September 1968 in a motorcycle crash, just 6 months after his last exhibition in March of that year.